Good day. Meg Munn, Foreign Office Minister with responsibility for our relationships with Southeast Asia, including Burma. Today I'm going to answer questions from a number of people. Firstly, Faye asked, what sanctions have we imposed and what more have we done since the Burmese government's recent awful behaviour? The sanctions that we have in relation to Burma are done through the European Union. These are primarily in areas where there is money going to the Burmese regime, and these include things such as gems, timber and the like. What we've done more recently is essentially to concentrate on the importance of getting aid into Burma and to work with the countries in the region to make sure that happens. At this point in time, our major concern is for the people who are suffering under the humanitarian situation, and therefore we're concentrating on that, but we will be returning to the issues of the political situation very soon. Jack specifically asked, what are we doing to help Aung San Suu Kyi and why has there been so little progress in getting her released? We have consistently called for her to be released from house arrest, and we make that one of the issues which we raise at every possible opportunity. It's very difficult to get the Burmese regime to move on this issue, even though the international community has also raised this issue consistently. It's very difficult to get change in Burma, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't continue to try to do so. And efforts are going on through the United Nations and also through the ASEAN countries, that's the countries in the region, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, to try and get Burma to change and to have a successful political process which will move the regime towards a more democratic position. Simon wanted to know, why aren't we airlifting in aid? Well, at this point in time, we can report that a lot more aid is going into the country through the joint efforts of the United Nations and ASEAN. A lot more aid is being delivered, and there are more people delivering aid into the more difficult and less accessible areas of the country. At the time when the cyclone first happened, there was consideration as to what was the best way to get aid to people, and a number of people did indeed call for aid to be dropped into the region. The international organisations who work on disaster relief and who were working in Burma felt that this would not be helpful. Dropping in aid generally only works if you've got a proper drop zone and you've got people there who could then distribute it. The problems in Burma were that this was not the case, and in addition much of the area was underwater, meaning that goods that were dropped in would be immediately damaged by salt water. So all the efforts went into getting the regime to agree to a larger amount of aid going in through land delivery, and that's indeed what has happened. And finally, James asked a very important question: how are we going to stop the junta using forced labour? This is an issue which is very important, and one which the International Labour Organization has got a closer eye on. It's one area where we have been able to see an international organisation continue to work in Burma. Only today I was hearing back from the TUC representative on the International Labour Organization about the situation in Burma. One of the things that they're doing is asking companies to respond to the pressure that's put on them to make sure that forced labour is not part of what's happening for them in Burma. The other issue is to make sure that in relation to the current situation that there isn't forced labour being exchanged for food, and obviously the role of non-governmental organisations who are helping with food distribution in that area will continue. The way we can continue to put pressure on that is through the work of the International Labour Organization and making sure that there are people within Burma itself who are monitoring what's happening, reporting back and making sure that proper labour conditions are there on the ground.